Everyone's favorite dog killer, Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem, threatened to ban Harvard University from taking in foreign students amid a growing battle over the Ivy League school not accepting the demands of the Trump administration to change its policies. According to the Department of Homeland Security announcement, Noem sent a scathing letter to Harvard demanding the university hand over records of foreign students who have been involved in illegal or violent activities. If the school does not give the information by April 30th, the administration said it will take away its student and exchange visitor program certification. Along with the demand for foreign student information, the DHS said it will cancel two grants worth $2.7 million, alleging the Ivy League school is unfit to be entrusted with taxpayer dollars. One of the grants funded a shockingly skewed study that branded conservatives as far-right dissidents, and the other funded Harvard's public health propaganda, according to a department press release. Harvard bent the knee to anti-Semitism driven by its spineless leadership, fuels a cesspool of extremist riots, and threatens our national security, Noem said. With anti-American pro-Hamas ideology poisoning its campus and classrooms, Harvard's position as a top institution of higher learning is a distant memory. America demands more from universities entrusted with taxpayer dollars. Harvard's administration's crosshairs after openly rejecting multiple academic and disciplinary demands from it. Billions in federal grants to Massachusetts school have been frozen, and the IRS is examining its tax-exempt status. Hundreds of students' visas have been revoked across the country, with the administration particularly targeting those who have participated in pro-Palestine protests. The administration has argued Secretary of State Marco Rubio can use a provision of immigration law that allows him to order the deportation of non-citizens who could have adverse effects on U.S. foreign policy. In last week's deportation proceedings regarding former Columbia University student Mohammed Khalil, an immigration judge ruled the case could move forward based on the argument from the administration. Man, you know what? Let me just kind of go over this. So even if you're someone who is, all for sending the, illegal immigrants out of here, whatever, what does, and let's also just concede, when they say anti-Semitism, they're lumping in, whether it's actual insults towards Jews with people who are criticizing the Israeli government. So they're conflating the two things. But ask yourself, what does someone's views of Israel have to do with illegal immigrants? Like what do the foreign policy beliefs of people who are here legally, otherwise they wouldn't have a visa, have to do with, like, I don't understand what is the correlation here. If you're tracking down illegal immigrants, or at least that's what the Department of Homeland Security is supposed to be there for, right? But then you're targeting people who have an adverse view of your position on this particular foreign conflict. I don't really see how that's any of your business, how that's something that you can have the right to go after a school for. And really that's what this is, right? Retribution. So Harvard won't go along with Trump and his cronies and their, desire to punish students for because for their desire to express their free speech. They want to revoke their visas or punish them in some way. And they can't deport those of us who don't like Israel and, who were born here. So they're trying to see how many dissidents they can get out by virtue of them, not originally hailing from the U.S. It's some wild stuff, man. I just think it's funny how, like, all these people, they talk about all these social media sites. They're against my free speech, but you're so anti-free speech that you're going to retaliate against an entire college for the protest of some students, and you're so free speech that your response to people being anti-Israel is to just remove them from the country. Man, this is these are our leaders, huh? And the worst part is that I don't what is someone who doesn't like Israel supposed to do? If they weren't born here, they can't appear at a pro-Palestine protest if they're there in any capacity. I mean, you really think about it, it's almost like being in this kind of like weird surveillance state where, as I've said before, American politicians are more loyal to a foreign country, really a foreign government, than their own damn government. Like if you go to one of these campuses and say, I think Trump is an idiot, you won't get deported. But if you say, man, Netanyahu is horrible, look at what he's doing to those Palestinians, now you're anti-Semitic, and you need to be booted from the U.S. I normally don't even like to call Trump authoritarian, but I don't know what else you call that. Like the Israel bootlicking is so powerful that, again, U.S. politicians are more loyal. Like when you hear Noem talk, she sounds more like the Israeli, Secretary of Homeland Security, right? They're protesting Israel. It's like why is that outlawed or banned? Like I don't see how anyone cannot see this as a vagrant attack on free speech. It's not even like the people who are saying to hell with Israel are going out and actually doing things to Jews, which I don't condone. And I would, if that were the case, I would certainly be more supportive of taking measures against them because they're actually doing something to somebody. But by simply having protest on a school's campus, they should have their visa revoked and sent out of here. God.